Hello everyone, tonight today we're going to be taking a look at an old favorite of mine. And from when I was young, honestly, at least ESRB wise, too young at the time. As the Age of Wonder series has always been rated T for teen. My sister introduced me to this game when I was like 9. In fact, she's the original owner of the disc that it's run, the scratched up disc that it's going to be running on tonight. She gave me her old 2-disc set of the first 2 games. Which is, this particular copy of the 2-disc set is especially interesting because it's probably actually somewhat of a collector's item, because it is somehow in the manufacturing they managed to put the label for Age of Wonders 2 on the Age of Wonders 1 disc and vice versa. So like I put in the disc labeled Age of Wonders 2 and Age of Wonders 1 runs. I mean, despite all the scratches from your...
In the first days of the world, all living beings were ruled by
the runs.
court, where the wizard king Enoch sat upon his throne. He maintained a delicate balance of light and shadow. Banished from their garden, a new race called humans sailed to Enoch's realm. Attracted to its splendor, they entered the Valley of Wonders, seeking the elven court. In defiant hordes, they besieged the valley. Unable to restrain the callow race, King Enoch and his court were slain. Queen Elwyn, Enoch's second wife, fled the burning ruins with her baby, Julia. Enoch's firstborn, Prince Meandor, fell among the dead. The fall of Enoch's court split the elves into factions. Some desired only to rebuild in tranquility, while others, scarred by their loss, demanded the annihilation of all things human. Unable to forget the carnage, these dark elves cultivated malice, embracing the shadows. From the gloom of their underground hideouts, they sharpened weapons of war. But the child Julia grew, tutored in the ways of light, upon a remote island where Queen Elwyn gathered remnants of Enoch's court. As she matured, Julia allied herself with virtue, joining a society called Keepers to shine light amid darkness. Mistaken for dead, yet shackled to vengeance, Meandor embraced the Dark Elves. By right of royal lineage, Meandor founded a sect called the Cult of Storms and wrought terror on any who opposed their dark ideals. After 2 centuries of wars, a new star appeared over the Valley of Wonders. Keeper scouts spied Meandor lurking about the ruins of Enoch's court. In response, Julia too followed the omen, hoping to thwart her dark brother's scheme. An uneasy silence engulfed the lands.
Yeah, the screen region's a little off for specifically cutscenes because there's a don't resize for window mode. There's only one window mode in the game. Also, I think something's happening off to the side. That's not good. Okay, it's not happening now, so gonna hop right into the campaign. The question is what faction to go with. Go with Keepers, or do like I always did, because I was at least been playing this game surprisingly edgy for a 10-year-old, and always went with the bad guys, partly because I just like the Dark Elves and their aesthetic. You know what? I'm playing this partly for nostalgia purposes. Let's go for the cold storms. Rid the world of both the humans and keepers. Rebuild the elven court in the Valley of Storms. Resurrect the greatest elven lord Eniok. Restore order under their own law and power. And I always like making a custom guy. We've got multiple. Right, my favorite race is always the lizards, because there was this very good portrait that of a lizard right here. The question is what to name this guy. Now, let's pay a visit to fantasynamegenerators.com. Because again, that's a thing that I would often do back in the day. Just grab a random name generator of some kind, regardless of folk names. Yeah, like Cruz, spelled with a Qruuz. Dresses. You know, I like Cruz. So let's go with that one. Right. So true to its roots in, there's at least presumed roots in like role-playing games and games of all kinds. Your hero has all these abilities that you can select. And you can skill points to spend on them. Which honestly, they kind of did less of this than it is in the later games, because at least he's you know, the second game and its standalone expansion. Just a thing that nobody does these days, is standalone expansions. I think we could probably actually make the screen region a bit better, because realizing it's a little zoomed out. Right. There we go, now everything's actually legible on stream. Right, so starting out with spell casting, strike, swimming, and walking. Because if you can't walk, then you can't actually move around. It's interesting that, technically it's possible for this to be completely immobile unit, because it doesn't have walking, or swimming, or flying, or tunneling. Tunneling just lets you dig tunnels. That has nothing to do with being able to actually move. Right. For the enable scene, to use a bow and arrows. Ranged is pretty much always good, because especially for your hero, because unlike in the later games where your hero just comes, or wizard, bird, or leader, depending on which of the later games you're looking at. When your hero dies, that's it. It's just the end of the game. Stealing allows you to absorb or 1 hit point for each successful attacking strike. Lightning Strike. Uses melee strikes of lightning. Probably just get some marksmanship going. You know, level 3 gets you +2 attack and +1 damage. Might only go with 2 levels of it though. Instead, defense. Out from exile, of all the Stormlords, I will rate the testament and a glorious change. Too long have the beings in sunlight had made a pretense of peace to drive us deeper into shadowy exile. Ancient Lord Enoch kept the Valley of Wonders in perfect order until all beings called humans overran it. Yet these short-lived mortals all desired anarchy and bloodshed over Enoch's reign. Centuries passed, but each time we seek revenge, our enemies, led by the keepers, thwart us while humans build our homes upon our bones. Meandor summons all the cult of storms to stop neglecting the duty to our progenitors and act. Rise from banishment out of the caves and clefts and rock. Of the time of bondage that just ended, a star of justice burns over the guilty. The humans over our Valley of Wonders. And like us, they shall have no shadow, nowhere to hide, for the darkness belongs to Meandor. The deceiver control the surface world. Keepers ignore the ancestral blood which pleads for vengeance, as they favor a fate of slow extinction. And they suffer for the lie of peace. He's blinded by the daylight, believing calm can be achieved by cooperation, but I know the truth. Only by coercion can and true peace be attained. Assassination. The other Stormlords laugh inside. I relief. Cowards, they say. I must prove my worth to the cult. While they hide in shadows, I shall accomplish Meandor's bidding. The goblins are eager to die for a cause, looking back only to a lifetime of slavery. I will show them their strength, and they will be slaves no longer. I shall record all their exploits, and they will see me as the first god that didn't abandon them. For many years, the goblins have traveled secretly, crafting a cavern beneath the Eldorian Channel. I'll raise an army of goblins and strike against the Queen of Aldor's elves. The mission is simple: assassinate the Elwyn, key leader among the keepers. The other Stormlords are loath to strike against her, believing her palace to be impregnable. So while they cut power, I will finish Meandor's scheme. Upon that, all the keepers shelter a village of goblin refugees. These naively believing they can change their feral nature. Fools now harbor more spies for the cult of storms than we could have hoped to plate. Asen. And when we appear, the village will join in our assassination goal. But of the goblins, from birth, goblins endure slavery, whether by their own kind or by bully races. It is they're nasty and clever, enjoying all sorts of deviant methods to compensate for small physiques in battle. Though greedy, they are easily intimidated and fight for little more than the crack of a whip. Goblin and foot soldiers are long. Use long spears to get the first strike on enemies. Others employ poison darts and blowguns. Frail and worthless members of Goblin Society are given the task of delivering explosive bundles which can be used to destroy walls and enemies with devastating effectiveness. Keepers linger, ignorant of their impending destruction. Cries as the game begin. Well, let the game begin. Somehow left the let out there. Over there. Yeah. We go for Death Ray, Disease Cloud, Dispel Magic, Enchant Weapon, Flaming Arrow, Fury, Summon Fire Spray, or Animate Dead. I'll go for Animate Dead, although I don't believe this particular mission really gives you the time. To really do much spell research. Right, so that's first turn. Music gold, sure. Like from I recall, the last time I played this, the easiest way to do this mission is to just go fast. Like eight. Oh, and I forgot about these goblins over here. Guess they're probably gonna die. Because the elves came and attacked them. Yep, they're dead. Hey, it's saving me money. Like, the key to completing this is just, you know, kill the enemy hero. Because, as I mentioned before, once your hero dies, that's it. And the same applies to, and that applies to both the human players and AI players. So you kind of have to go fast because you start you out with an army that way outweighs what the game is generally balanced for, or in terms of cost, especially when you don't start with any sources of income. Gotta send the Orc Assassins, and after the hero. The giant beetle, the big beetle goes after the wall. Provide some backup. I think maybe last time I played this, I actually went for like wall climbing for my hero. And just did the job myself. Oh, basically. Yeah, I went for archery this time. Well, I think that's all the Orc Assassins dead. And now the hero's trying to run away, but it's kind of not a thing you can really do when you're being attacked. Because the way combat works is that only the attacker gets to retreat. There is no option for the defender to actually flee. Owen is defeated. On day 7, the Empire of the Elves, led by Owen, is defeated. Cries of the Goblins, you are victorious. The Toad Queen is dead. Julia should thank me by slaying her mother. She can claim to rule all Eldor, or the Meandor, or as a true heir. History cannot forget me. I've seen the goblins scattering across the countryside. Elves of vengeful elves stalk my decoys. The forces of Eldor scatter. Nor will I move to the next fate. Needs of Meandor's plan, and to cripple the keepers. The Halfling United City these are now under siege. But those besieging are morons. That might help they will fit. Well, time is short. I debate whether they will allow the established to follow the established northern trade route or a subterranean path beneath the impeding mountains. Now, we actually get a choice as to what mission we take on next. The trade route. The keepers searching the wilderness for assassins, and this route is the surest way into the next conquest. Look forward to enslaving his cowardly race of descendants. His cowardly race of decadents, not descendants. No more will they make the land with their nauseating music and cloying sweet liquor. Here I promised my eager goblin minions a dozen halfling slaves each. Tired of slavery, my goblins are eager to fight, but we must hurry. I've only 20 days to take the city of Linares at the end of the trade route before my diversion is discovered and all opportunity of destroying the United States disappears. It's also subterranean path. You runaway slave. If a goblin once the property of an orc warlord, fled from an underground passage infested with dwarves. They showed the magnanimous mercy. I have not executed the goblin fugitive. Well, we'll have plenty of new slaves once the halflings fall. All the orcs fight for control of the caves, and even while I'm tempted to aid them, the utmost goal is to see just through the caves called Linares. They must fall within 20 days or the cult's plan is to take the United States. These will fall, and the keepers will win this war before it starts. We'll go for the trade route. To get to take resources from the previous scenario into the next one, just sort of accumulate them over time. I think take the beetle. Roll a bomber. And some gold. Starting out with only -7 and income this time. Travelers, beware of the monsters of the nearby lair. So it looks like the beetle kept his injuries. So let's explore this lair. Steal treasure from dangerous monsters. Find the monsters. This is an element that I don't think they really did much with in the later games. Is having combats where you have to find your enemies first, because they have this whole like complex. I'm pretty sure the later games, pretty much all the battlefields are fairly open. Well, there goes one of the guys I brought with me from the previous mission already. Poison immunity, so poison darts are not gonna be useful. However, it's not immune to arrows. Need to get this guy to move somewhere else. Or the big beetle can just do. Okay, got enchanted axe. +1 damage, magic strike, and strike. I'll equip that. Hey, I'm actually making money. That's always useful. Here's some reinforcements. Northern trade route. Credits me level. All skill points up to spend 10. Can pick up a new ability that costs 10 or less. I think I'll grab marksmanship. I have 3. You just see attack power with an enemy's full strike against the unit. That seems pretty good. Here's some halflings. They immediately come right for me. Okay, at least that parry, the parry seems to come in handy here already. Kind of like make sort of a defensive line in of bombers. You know, that one can just self-destruct right away. Well, that was short. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Try that again. I think this time maybe leave the beetle behind. Bring the bomber. And some of these guys. You know, spend the points on a bunch of smaller units rather than one big unit. Might actually, depending on how you know, like any random generation works in regards to that. I might get a different item from this layer. I mean, it's a different map at least. Maybe something that will like improve my archery or something, or maybe some good armor. That scorpion is dead. See, on different map and also different enemies, so again, maybe there will be a different item as well. So you don't know if you know any of that is preset for this particular mission, or if it's random each time. I always loved how goofy the beholder looks. It looks on his like model. Just like it's hardly intimidating. That's a, here's a thing that this game definitely does not have a concept of. Is giving characters the ability to attack ranged things that are shooting range attacks directly in their face. Right, this time it is a different item this time, so this time it's an enchanted mace which adds +1 to attack instead of damage. I'm not gaining any gold this time. Maybe we can build something in here. I think producing merchandise is the one thing that actually produces additional gold. Although there is this halfling city over here. Or Palestine. Let's just take that over and just Definitely gonna take parry. And marksmanship 2. Marksmanship 3 again. I've gained level 2 the second time. Alright, there for the night. Gotta move everyone in to attack these poor halflings. They're just trying to live their lives. News for a bunch of goblins came, and a single lizard with an egg on his head decided to come in and take over. I mean, that's how it goes. Gonna sort of make some lines of goblins. Really do without them hurling stones at me. And they're all dead. Got started on migrating that to goblins. It's gonna take 4 turns, and I don't get any gold while that's happening. You know, once it's done, I get a whole 15 gold. However, now I only have less than 10 days to get to Lunaris and finish the objective. Well, it looks like these particular halflings are strategically placed to where you can only bring one army into the fight. At a time, at least. Guess these goblins are gonna be going in first. Even if they all die, at least the enemy army will beat. At least this powerful halfling army will be weakened. especially by some the troops sacrificing themselves. Well, at least he got it down to just a now more experienced and Slinger and Alyssa. And now I'm also gaining 53 gold a turn. And particularly try and get some goblins in between the Bliss's firing mechanism and my egg-headed face. Oh wow, the Blissa just got right up in there. There goes a Slinger. Unfortunately, none of the... Well, that's that problem solved. Gonna have to wait until I have the gold where I can do that. Should only be like a turn or two. Fortunately, this is a timed mission. You know, gotta get to Linares in 3 days now. Well, hey, at least I made a level. I'll go for poison protection as well as increased marksmanship. Well, I sure hope this is at least close to where Linares is. That's gonna be another mission failure. Yep. Oh, okay. That's what happened. I'll try it one more time, and I might switch to the subterranean one. And if I fail again, maybe I'll do a bit better on that one. I think this time I might just bring more gold and fewer goblins. I mean, you've got to keep how much gold all your troops cost us in mind. Let's search the lair once again. I mean, last time it would honestly help to if I was sure as to where Lunaris is. I think it was actually near that watchtower that had the yellow flag on it. I bet that at least might be where it was. Unless I'm not really sure. It's the same map as that was last time, but different monsters in it. This time it's just a bunch of spiders. Which are unfortunately immune to poison. My daughters kinda can't do jack. Does that mean anything to not get webbed? Well, I was. Okay, so I cannot do any archery while webbed. I better not just die to the enemies and using this little cavern. Right, this time got a magic staff. It's the same exact. It does the same exact thing as the previous magic weapon. I'm losing exactly one gold per turn. Once more, we're fighting the same group of halflings. One of them down. There's both of the pony riders. Looks like it might be another case of first squad takes all but two of them down. Yep, it's exactly the same. One, only this time it's a ballista that has more experience than it had at the start. You come up and heal me. Because I don't want to die to these guys again. Especially since, of course, they go right for me. You know, completely skipping over the line of goblins. And they're dead. Well, already off to a better start on this portion of the mission. You know, I got 15 days and only took 1 day to get at that city. Because we already had all the gold needed. Gonna go with marksmanship 3 and parry once again. Let's see. What's down this way? Could use a blessing right now. Well, that's not what I'm looking for. I've still got half the allotted time. gonna follow right up behind these halflings, and they might lead us to the city that we're supposed to be going to. Or we might just get attacked. I have a bad feeling about this. Especially since we're greatly outnumbered because our other group fell way behind. And there go poison dart guys. Well, hey, I mean, I'm at least not, at least yet get injured so far. Like, I'm holding my own surprisingly well for a lizard with an egg on his head and a magic stick. Yeah, I'm sure. And so much for that. Alright, let's go down the subterranean path. But am I not allowed to bring any, like, units? Any extra units on this one? Ooh, a troll. Who's apparently willing to join forces. access violation at address 5577277 in module AOE pack AOWE pack DPL read it address 00005EE. Don't know what that meant. Let's see. Oh, apparently we're allies with this orc guy, so I mean that already makes things a bit better. If I have an ally I need to start out with. More marksmanship 3 and parry. The question is, where am I supposed to be going? Just gonna walk right by these dwarves. Is this where I'm supposed to be going? Because this anywhere near Lunaris? Well, good to know Gorbat's having a good time. West lies the Flower Shire. Is that Lunaris? I think this is another failure. Because I have no clue where Lunaris is. Yep. Should say something about where Lunaris is, maybe. Let's see. At the end of the trade route. Alright, let's try this again. And also I think what happened with the last one is that my mouse double clicked again. Gonna just bring both guys and all the gold and some of the mana I can bring with me. Once more into the same layer, only this time I think it's a third variation of the map. Hopefully this time it won't be something immune to poison that ends up almost killing me. It is in fact things immune to poison. Lovely. Oh, it's goblins. Apparently there are goblins in here. So ultimately, these are not all monsters. Some of them are just other goblins. I guess ultimately it depends on whether or not you consider goblins to be monsters. Like, I mean, when you're working alongside goblins, I would think you would. Then again, I mean, don't seem to have the greatest. You don't seem to be like buddies with the goblins. Where are the last enemies? Is there up here somewhere? Yep, there's a goblin. Just a lone goblin over here. Who's now dead. Got another enchanted mace. I'm not losing any money, so can focus on finding Lunaris. Which I guess you're supposed to just follow the trade route and not get murdered by like a dozen halflings. Or a quarter of the way through the time limit. Only got one squad for the first fight this time. For the first halfling fight. There goes the bomber. took out the Melissa early. Well, that's definitely a big help. Just, you know, annihilating the first party of native halflings. Now, this time, so these guys can stick a little closer. Well, we've only got about 10 days left to get to Lunaris. You think we're just supposed to follow this road here? It says at the end of the trade route. I think we might be getting close. Is this Lunaris? Nope. Of course not. It's just a small little city. Like, it's not even really a city, more of a town. Or possibly even a village. Like, the fact that there's more halflings here, it's a good indicator that I'm on the right track. And there's Lunaris, and finally found Lunaris, but on the last day. Alright, one more time. Gonna try it one more time. I somehow managed to not bring any friends with me again. Hey, that means other than maybe getting reinforcements for the siege, there's no need to make any extra detours. And if I fail this one, I'm just gonna not count it. Because, you know, it'll probably be because you know, I don't have the forces I should have had. Okay. Once more with the poison immunity. And I just shot some arrows at the ground. Because that's a thing you can do. If you click the wrong spot, you still shoot at that spot. It's just completely ineffective. Right? Magic Mace again. Get my way over to the city to get some reinforcements. Get marksmanship 3 and parry again. Alright, there goes my one chance to be able to heal myself. And I just managed to get shot with poison darts from my own units, and I'm dead. Alright. Like I said, I'm not gonna count that one. Because I didn't have my wolf friends with me. And that's probably why I died so early. Because I didn't get a chance to bring all of my wolf friends with me. And you know what, maybe this time I'm just gonna skip the detour to or into that like big lair. You know, we'll maximize the soldiers will have to bring in to the final fight, and it saves some time. It's like, as much as I would like to have a magic weapon, and with me. There's just no time. Really, it might be a good idea to just like go with me and the Wolf Riders. Leave the, on foot, infantry behind. So far, this first fight has almost brutally murdered me, just like right off the bat. Yep. Alright. Gonna just bring the wolf boys. And some money and mana. Those guys can just go over there. I believe Lunaris does have walls, so I do have to have a means of getting through the walls. Now, like in later installments, not every unit can just bust down walls. Well, this is already going poorly. Yeah, I've lost half of the wolf boys. Oh, got through that nonetheless. I think we're gonna have to bring some of these guys with us, just so that, like, for one thing, we have a guaranteed way of getting through the wall. All around the city. You know what, maybe I'll grab wall climbing this time. Because if I can climb a wall, then it might just be able to do whatever I need to do here to actually get the city under my control myself. Well, because we're ahead of our usual time. There also seem to be fewer troops. Oh fuck. Of course, I say fewer troops, and here come a whole bunch of dwarves ready to just mess me up. Well, so far, we're actually holding out alright. In this ridiculously unfavorable battle. These guys are nice enough to crowd around a bomber. Gotta self-destruct real quick. That entire squad of dwarves is dead. Why did I turn that way? Like, what did I need to do like a red trick where I just like you can load that guy up with arrows while looking in the completely a different direction. Somehow won that. Surprisingly enough. Hey orc guys, you wanna join up? No, I guess not. At least not for without more gold than I have right now. Yeah, that sounds like a good deal. Exception during map viewer.show scene. Well, also I just realized that this is Not a very good. This is not the greatest screen region right now. Looks like I'm gonna have to open up Task Manager and kill it manually. That had such potential too. Like, we were almost to Lunaris. We had a decent army. Granted, I was the only one that could get past the wall. Guess I'll see what the latest autosave is. Oh, good. The latest autosave is from right before that happened. Oh, Lunaris actually doesn't have a wall. That's handy. Now maybe you can just slide right in and pull this off. Just do a real pro gamer move. By just like charging full speed into the city and just killing everyone. And that's guarding it. I mean, it's going surprisingly well. It's going at least as well as, like, a few orcs, a lizard with an egg on his head, a couple of kobolds and a couple of goblins can really do much of anything well. Oh, there's the last. Got confused and shot at a dead body. Finally, Crisis of the Goblins, you were victorious. An easy triumph. This is what, the 5th try to get through one of these 2 missions? My swift journey and the capture of Lunaris sent when the pitiful halflings scampering to their burrows, and as we arrive, the orc and goblin forces languish in reluctance. The orcs' many defeats have made them sluggish and finished to fight in the sunlight. I can see needed this time in order for me to take control of these forces as other stormlords cower, where I delight in the upcoming conflict. I think that's a decent enough note to leave this stream on. I believe it automatically saves after you complete a mission. So, hey, thanks for watching, everyone. See you next stream. First, go one thing that I had an idea for real quick. Just one dumb thing. Because unfortunately I don't believe I've installed GIMP yet since you know, Windows 8.1 decided to kick the bucket. It's probably more effort than this really deserves. But all I could think of was this one bit. This one Yahoo from my brother, me. Where's Wizard Hut? Here it is. Where is Lunaris? just like. Which, I mean, they told me, I just didn't listen at first. When they said, it's at the end of the trade route. Anyway, thank you all for watching. And next stream will probably be Thursday night.